Hey, what's going on, guys? We are here with the Digital Huddle, and today, listen, a few things coming up I want to share with you before we get into the actual Huddle message today, because we got quite a few things coming up, and you'll hear me announce them tomorrow. I want to go into a little bit more depth, though, today with all of you so you understand these things really clearly. First thing I'll talk about tomorrow during the MC moment is the fall block party. Obviously, you know what that is. It's coming up here on the 31st. Friday night. It's a great outreach for our community. But the things that I'll be talking about specifically is that we still need some more volunteers for it. Honestly, probably at least 10 or 15 more people to pull off the event is what we're looking for. And then on top of that, we will have a special link for everyone tomorrow on those tap tags where they can pre-register for the night, so we kind of have an idea, at least some people that will be coming, so we can kind of prepare in that way. But a lot of food vendors, a lot of fun. It's going to be a good night, so make sure you're there and just having a good time with all of us. The other things I'm going to be talking about is holiday outreaches. And so the first one is the Thanksgiving food distribution. Now, you know we usually already do a food distribution on the first Thursday of the month, but now we're going to do a bonus one for Thanksgiving. And the way that looks like is that we are working with an organization to hopefully get the turkeys to be at the event for us. So it's more than likely going to be the Monday or Tuesday before Thanksgiving. But we need help with the food, the sides, and all those things. So we're going to have paper bags with items that we'd like donated clipped to that. And we'd love for the church to take bags to the store, fill them up with those items, and then bring them back. And we have donation bins that will be right by the entrance of the church. And that food will go towards the people in our community that are in need for our bonus food distribution. So that's going to be coming out. And then I'm also going to touch on Angel Tree. Angel Tree is a outreach we're going to do for Christmas. And the way it works, you may not have heard of it before, maybe you have, but I want to explain how it works. Angel Tree, you'll go to a tree and there'll be these angels, like paper angels on it. You'll take it and they represent a child, and you'll buy gifts for that child. And you've probably seen things like this before. This one is really special, though, very different than a lot of the others, in the sense that you pick the gifts for that child, and you go to the store, get these gifts, you bring them back to the church and all, and then we wrap them and we deliver them to that child the week of Christmas. And all of these gifts are for children of inmates, and so their fathers are in jail, and their fathers have signed up for Angel Tree, and they're saying, hey, my child likes these things, can you get them these gifts? And what we do is we donate the gifts, right? We go to the child's house, we give it to them on behalf of their father, not on behalf of GC, not on behalf of the person donating. We give it on behalf of the father, to really grow that relationship between the children and their father, to know that their dad's still thinking about them even when they're in prison and can't physically give them a gift themselves. The dad made this thing happen. And so it's a really cool ministry that we're doing this year. And so you'll hear me kind of touch on it a little bit on Sunday, because we're looking for key leaders at this point. It takes about 10 key leaders to make the whole thing run. And so that's what we're looking for right now. And then we'll start launching it later in November. And so all those things will be going down. A lot of great things coming up. Obviously, all the next things and things like that. Just a great season at GC. I hope you guys are ready for all of it, because we're going to see so much life change through this time. But now let's get into our huddle, because I've been teaching. I just started with you guys, but I've been teaching for our staff. We're about to do the last week this Tuesday at our staff meeting. But we've been talking about how to be an on-mission you in a busy season. And so last week I started off with talking about the first thing we have to do if we're going to be an on-mission, be on mission even during a busy season. We need to guard our walk with God, right? That was number one. Second thing is that we have to embrace the mission personally. We have to embrace the mission personally. We have to regularly remind ourselves of the why behind the what that we are doing, right? We have to always remember why we do this thing. And one of the best ways to do so, I say this often, I'll keep saying it often, is to share life change stories. It's so important to keep on sharing the stories of life change. Whenever you saw God work in your life or someone else's life, share the story, because when you share those stories, it encourages other people and it helps us remember why we're doing what we're doing. I'm not just opening a door, right? I'm not just helping someone find a seat. I'm not just making coffee. I'm not just selling some merchandise. I'm not just helping them find a parking spot. Literally anyone can do all those things by themselves, right? It's not about that. It's about the life change and how God uses us in that interaction. And so I want us to look for those interactions, but I also want us to share, because it keeps us encouraged and it shows each other that the why behind what we do. I was just talking with someone the other day, and he was telling me that he wasn't even on the greeter team, but he ran over and opened the door for somebody and realized that that person just seemed off. And so he started talking to that person. Come to find out, that person wanted to commit suicide, and he just kept talking to the person and ended up inviting the person to dinner at his house a few different times at this point. Now he's known him for a couple months, and God's really been doing a work in this person's life. And it all began when he opened the door and realized, man, I just need to love on this guy. And I'm like, man, that's so encouraging for me. I want to now look at, man, is there a door I could open for someone and pay attention to like their demeanor and how they're like, can I be used by God in every area? Can I just be aware and be paying attention and let God use me in every moment that I am there serving? And so let me encourage you to keep encouraging each other with all the stories. The stories are so important. The mission can't just be the church's mission. It can't just be GC's mission. It has to be something personal to you. We can't just work for a mission. We have to embrace it in our hearts. Colossians 3:23 says that whatever we do, work at it with all of your heart. Work at it with all your heart, as if you're working for the Lord, not for human masters. You're doing everything that you do for God. And so I want us to walk in that way. And if our motivation is to be on God's mission, then it's not going to feel like a task. It's not going to feel like a job. It's not like I don't have to be there doing things. I get to be there. I get to serve because it's for God's mission. It's for the mission that I have in my heart for God. And I get to do this thing. I get to be a part of this thing. And so one thing I wrote down that I want you to just ask yourself is, what is my why? Why did I even start doing this? And when you kind of go back to the beginning and say, this is why I do this, then I think what will happen is you'll be on fire for what God wants to do through you. I was telling our staff, I had to go back in my mind a few different times. I've been in paid ministry full-time for 18, 19 years, something like that. But I started when I was part-time. I started part-time when I was 17, and I'm 40 now. So for 23 years, I've been on a payroll of a church, and there's been lots of times, lots and lots of times, lots of seasons where I've had to go back and say, what is my why? Because I remember at the very beginning when it all began and a church offered to pay me to be there often and working, I remember thinking, like, should I tell them that I would do all this for free? Like, I mean, I appreciate the paycheck. I got to pay bills and stuff, but like, I would do all this for free. Like, this is a dream come true to just serve the church and to serve God's mission. And I had to go back to that place because there's been many times in my life where life is busy and it's chaotic and you're dealing with, different stresses and different things. And I go back to that beginning like, no, I get to do this. Man, it's a blessing that we get to do this. A blessing I get to serve in the church. A blessing that I get to reach the lost for Christ. A blessing that I get to constantly just be out there leading people to Jesus. And so what is your why? And let's remember to embrace the mission personally. I love you guys. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. It's going to be a great day in God's house. Bye, guys.